This is chapter 2, lesson 4. Percents greater than 100% and percents less than 1%. This is not in your book. So what you need to do is you need to get up and go to the bookshelf where all the math books are and pull out page 123 of a math book. Now, if you are in class, my 1-2 class, you need to take a book from the first shelf. If you are in my 3-4 class, you have to take a book from the second shelf. If you are in my 7-8 class, you need to take a book from the third shelf. And if you are in my 9-10 class, you need to take a book from the bottom shelf. Okay? As you take them and tear that page out, you can then take your book and throw it away into the recycling bin. Okay? That is, again, after you take that page, that 123 out, take your book, take your math book, and put it in the recycling bin. That's how we know what they're done with, because we're done with book 1. Okay, the essential question that we've been asking the entire chapter for this chapter is, when is it better to use a fraction, a decimal, or a percent? I'm going to tell you right now, it really does depend on the situation. If you're comparing numbers, if you're comparing 3 different things, a fraction, a decimal, a percent, you're going to have to change it to one of those 3. That's up to you when you're going to do it. When you're doing a recipe, you don't use percents. You want to use fractions, okay? Because you don't want to do a 0.5 of a cup. You want to do half of a cup, okay? And you don't want to do 50% of a cup, okay? So make sure that's the time that you would use fractions. A time to use percents would be like on a test, okay? That's a great time whenever you're giving back a test score. You want it in percents. And if you want to do something in a decimal, now miles are okay to do in decimals, although decimals aren't my favorite of anything. I guess change is okay as a decimal. Trying to think what else would be okay as a decimal. If you can think of some other ideas when decimal would be used, let me know. Okay. All right. So the lesson essential question is, how are percents greater than 100% used in real world context? Okay. I'll go ahead and we'll review that during the lesson. All right. Again, you're not going to have this out. Okay. So I'm just going to skip this. This is what you're going to be writing in your book. So this right here is going to be one of the things that we write in your notes. Okay, watch as we write 0.2% as a decimal and then as a fraction. Now remember, to change a percent to a decimal, you just move the decimal over 2 places to the right. Okay, so that'd be 0.002. That's the decimal. Now, that is the thousandths place, right? So we can change this into a fraction by putting this over 2 over 1,000, okay? And then we can divide a 2 out, the greatest common factor, which then puts it 1 over 500. Okay, that's how they came up with that answer. All right? To write 170% as a mixed number. Okay, now I don't like the way they did it, but I'm okay with that. If you want to do that, okay? I guess that's pretty good, because you could just put it into a fraction form first. That's 170 over 100. Okay, but see, I wouldn't have done that. Here's what I would have done. Is I would have just gone ahead and moved the decimal over 2 spots. Okay, 1.7. All right. And then what you can do is that 7 is in the tenths place, so it's 1 over 7/10. Okay, I would have done it like that. That's just my preference. I usually turn percents into decimals and then into fractions. All right. Here's this. I'm going to go ahead and do these real quick for you. You should do these maybe on a separate piece of paper. See if you can do it real quick. Okay, I'm going to write it as a decimal and then a mixed number or fraction. All right. All right, so this is 0.25%. All right, you move it 2 decimals to the left, and you get 0.0025. This is in the tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000ths place, so 25 over 10,000. I happen to know that 25 can go into 100, so I know for sure it can go into 10,000. Okay, so divide both of these by 25. And then you're going to get 1 over, let me see, I'm going to drop those. That's going to be 400. Okay, 300%. Okay, as a decimal. Okay, right? 300%. There's the percent. Move the decimal over 3 spaces. You got 3. All right, no big deal. Look, it's not only as a mixed number, it's as a fraction too. I mean, I guess you can put 3 over 1 as a fraction, but that just equals 3. So that's all done. Really, once it's in 3 form, it's done. Right? All right, 530%. Again, I'd start with 530%. Turn that into a decimal. That's equals 5.3, 5 3/10. Right? So you just put 5 and then put the 3 over the 10, and then you're done. Easy peasy. Should be real easy for you guys. Should be able to fly right through this. Okay? Jimmy's savings increased by 250%. Right? 250% is a mixed number in simplest form. And then there's decimal. I do decimal first. I prefer decimal first. Boop, boop. You got 2.5. Okay? 2.5. That's 5/10. Right? That's pull a 5 out of each one of these. You got 2.5. Okay? Done. All right? This one real quick. Increased by 0.11%. Right? 0.11%. Move the decimal to the left 2 spaces. 0.0011. All right, and then that's over, what, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s? It's 11 over 10,000, it's done. Okay, 11 is a prime number. All right? All right, mixed numbers and decimals as percents. Look at this. If the way that I'm doing is confusing you, try it like this. I'm okay with that. Okay? For this right over here, watch how they do this. They want you to write 1 1/4 as a percent. Okay? I'm okay with those action. If this way is okay, that's fine. If you can handle that. If you don't like that, keep the 1, right? Ow. Keep the 1 and then just take a quarter. 1/4. See how they do it here? This is actually equal 4 divided into 1. So that equals 0.25. That's how I would have done that. And then to turn this into a percent, move it over 2 spaces. So this is 125%. Okay? All right, let's go on to the next. I think that's it for this page. Pretty sure that. Oh, look. Got some more on this page. Let's do these real quick. Yeah, you should be able to do these on your own. Try these on your own. Okay? 2 9/10. First thing, let's do this to turn this into a decimal because that's the way you want to go. 2 9/10 is equal to, well, it's just in the tenths place, so you got 2.9. Then you want to change this into a percent. You just move the decimal over 2 points to the right, and you get 290%. All right? 3 2/5. All right? Find the decimal for 2/5. Just do the division. So this is equal to 0.4. So this is 3.4, right? Move the decimal over 2 spots, and you get 340%. Okay? That's how I would do it. Change it to a decimal first, and then change it into a percent. Use a pattern. Stay with a pattern. Don't do it as any other thing. All right, now it says, right, 1.68 is a percent. Right, that is a percent, right? We know how to do this. That's what I was doing in the last one. Here, we'll just jump right to try these on your own real quick. Try G through I real quick. Okay? Very simple. Look, we're just moving the decimal to the right. That's all we're doing is just moving the decimal 2 paces to the right. Okay? Should not be too hard. You should have learned this already. It's not very hard at all. Okay? All right, do J. Okay, the speed is about 0.0016. That is a cheetah. That's a 16 10,000th. All right, but as a percent, you just move it over twice. It's 0.116%. So it's 16/100ths of a percent. Don't worry about the guided practice. Okay, just do the extra practice. Do the whole of the extra practice. Do all. All right, it might say, here we go, all. This is the one that you want you to do all for, to show me that you can do it. Okay, shouldn't have been too hard. I tried to make that one short and sweet. All right, take you 10 minutes. All right, thank you.